2, 3.
Perfect. And then she does it, and then she goes woof. And we have to wait for the audio to reset. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the long-awaited, but not really long-awaited, but we'll say it's long-awaited, episode of Manchild Support. This is what we're going to call Season 2 of Manchild Support.
I like that.
I am Joe, this is Joe. I'm Jordan, this is Joe.
Yeah.
And...
get ready for a bizarre adventure.
Get ready for a fucking bizarre adventure, I dig that.
Yeah.
So Joe and I just had a fabulous hour-long cup of coffee and a really good conversation. And
we had several good conversations.
We did. Yeah. We're going to try to extend it. Say what? Yeah, it's good.
Thank you.
No problem. We're going to try to extend it a little bit more. Trying to make it a little bit what we had. Trying to capture what we had at the Vernon Diner.
Yeah. That never really works out, does it?
Really doesn't.
Like when a really good movie comes out and then they try to make a sequel.
Exactly.
Like, who pulls that off?
Let me try to think.
Yeah.
Really not a whole lot.
Rocky 2 was good.
Rocky 2 was good.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it in a very long time, but from what I remember.
I was thinking about these podcasts. If we're gonna do them, we better have a specific topic at hand.
Yeah.
And then stick to it.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So what did we discuss over at the?
I think the biggest thing was our lives catching up with each other because it has been a minute.
Yeah.
And biggest thing is relationships. Usually as it is.
Yeah.
As it is mostly relationships, my guy.
Well, where's a good place to start? I mean, there are certain individuals in both of our lives that we could talk about. Mm-hmm. The audience doesn't know anything about these individuals.
This is true, and it's also how much do I want to divulge and get into our personal
We'd
lives.
have to talk about general neutral things that relate to everyone.
But I feel like that's not necessarily the best form in some cases. It also is depending on how deep we want to kind of cut into our own personal lives.
I brought a pretty big knife with me, Jordan.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it too. I have fucking my scythe over there.
This kid has scythes, big scythes.
Many. I don't know if you checked downstairs. I got a few new ones.
The armory.
I know. You were there with Michaela. Yeah, we got two of them. Two scythes that fit in the back of Copernicus.
Do the scythes represent anything?
I really don't know, actually. I can't really tell you if they do, because I do find Mike called it out pretty well. Actually, he's like, if it's not the avatar of death, if this was some grand video game, which for all intents and purposes it very much might be, but avatar of death. Yeah. That's why my Instagram title is Death Kinda. Yeah. I'm not like the Reaper, and I also don't necessarily believe. It's actually kind of to complete sidebar. It's actually kind of getting hot here.
So hot, so take off all your...
Do you want to open up the garage?
I mean, I don't know how, but...
would you... here. Excuse this brief interruption.
Yeah, we'll edit this up.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, Alexia is.
Essentially. And we get the nice outside.
Yeah, the good fresh air.
Anyway. Sorry.
So, relationships.
Yeah. But back to death.
Are you in one?
I wish I was, man. I really do. Being full disclosure, I really do wish I was in a stable and steady, non-toxic. Not that all of my relationships that I've had in the past were, but a non-toxic, a nice Crayola marker, a nice washable Crayola marker. Of a relationship.
Because if you're so hungry for something, you'll eat some poison in the form of it, and then...
This is true. You're only going to get satisfied for about 30 seconds, and then the poison starts kicking in. Yeah. And, when it comes to, the whole sex thing and all that kind of stuff, I'm very much fed up and done with it. As much as I keep going back to that similar source of gratification that's very instant, I do definitely think it's not necessarily...
Jordan, a lot of people have a lot of difficulty even just getting someone next to them, let alone someone...
To sleep with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no doubt, man.
So that's just something, if you really wanted to, you just...
I can if I really want to, but it's also kind of like digging up graves, man. You're really only kind of getting corpses. And that's a loaded statement. That it's more like...
I was not prepared for the deepness of that.
No, but some things just need to stay buried. Some things just need to stay and be with the earth and live in the past more of. The corpses of the past.
Right, let the past stay where it belongs.
Let the past stay where it belongs. One of the greatest things that I have discovered in recent times has been the past is a beautiful and horrific thing because you cannot change it. You know, so if something traumatic happens to me or etc., I will immediately say to myself, well, it is officially in the past and I cannot change it. So it's time to move on and try to do better in the future.
Yeah.
You know, but
like
yeah.
you can say that now
Uh-huh.
in a certain mindset that you're in, but then say something happens and then you're in a different environment, and then say you're craving something else,
Sure.
and then like a different system of thoughts can go into your head.
Mm-hmm.
Is that tune being hummed so loud then, or are you ready to dig up another corpse?
I think it's more of I'm ready to dig up another corpse because I'm feeling kind of sad inside.
And that's the trouble.
That's the trouble, man. That's the trouble. You know, being deaf, kinda. You're not too afraid of corpses, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of fed up with it. It's because of the relationships, and I don't know how. Well, we're having a conversation. All of the relationships that I've been in have mostly been sexual, and it really ended up starting with my ex from North Carolina, and how that relationship kind of shattered. And I mean, you kind of know the story, but how that relationship kind of shattered and made me kind of resort back to my old ways of just kind of seeking out the immediate gratification of, you know, just having sex with a person because, you know, you feel good while doing it and you feel like you're giving them something and equally you're getting something back. And
Or you could think of it like this.
what's up?
You're masturbating with someone else's body.
Yeah, that's kind of the nitty gritty. That is the grits and cornbread of what's really kind of going on. You know, a little bit more. Yeah, you're kind of masturbating with someone's body, and it doesn't feel good, man. It doesn't feel good at the end of the day. Yeah, you
Feels good enough for you to do.
That's fair. That's fair. But I think the greater thing is not the greater thing, but a thing to consider is, you know, I kind of like the lead up process to it. You know, the mild cuddling that leads into more heavy petting that leads into everything. That kind of gets me going even more than the sex does.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know how I told you I was at Six Flags?
Yeah, sure.
There's this person that was next to me when we were gonna go on a ride, and he said, "Oh man, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous," and we're all strapped in our seats.
Sure.
And I said to him, "You know, you're going through the hard part right now.
Yeah.
By the time this is all over, you're gonna be like, let's go again." And then it's like, it's the same with sex, because you know, the thing I learned about dopamine is it's like, oh, it's the pleasure chemical, it makes you want to do stuff.
Sure.
In layman's terms, dopamine does the wanting, but opiate receptors in your head, they do the enjoying.
Interesting.
So because dopamine does the wanting, and then whatever you're wanting, you go get it. It reinforces whatever system it took to get the thing that made you happy. So then it's like, all right, just keep doing this.
Yeah.
So
it's a route that's already kind of pathed.
Yeah.
Channeled.
Yeah.
And doing something different, like trying to get into a relationship or trying to do something that may be a little bit more scary. You're kind of putting yourself out there more. You're being more vulnerable. Can be scary.
And you know what? It could be that scare that's like a thrill.
Equally, because I read somewhere that the same reaction you have for fear, you have for excitement in your brain. Yeah.
So in fact, you know this comedian named Whitney Cummings?
Yes.
She put together this book about, like, you know, the female brain and like psychiatry and a lot of the things that she wished she knew about, like adulthood and relationships and like being mature. And what I heard her say once was butterflies in your stomach when you're thinking of a certain person.
Yeah.
And if you get that really bad, that's an anxiety response.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But like you don't feel like it because it's not dressed up that way.
Exactly.
But like it's so similar, might as well be the same thing.
Sure. It's kind of like what lens you put on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, so she gave this example. If you grew up in like a really tumultuous household and like always chaos, and then say you run into someone and you don't really see that in them to like a blunt, you know, degree where they like showcase it.
Yeah.
But like you see signs where they could have that.
Sure.
You're like, oh, that reminds you of what's familiar.
Yeah.
Let me go through that.
Yep.
But then she said people who run into people who are kind of good for them, I say in quotes.
Yes.
And are more productive. They more likely for those people to be seen as boring.
I can see that.
Yeah, because the cortisol isn't being like blasted out.
That makes sense.
Stuff like that.
That makes sense.
And you know what? Someone pointed this out to me because years ago I'm like, friend. I don't want to use anyone's names.
Sure thing.
But friend, why is it that everyone that I date is like in some sort of crisis that I can't help with, and it's tearing me up inside?
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it, and it's like, well, was your mom anything like that? And I'm like,
exactly.
Damn it. It's like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Fucking literally, man. Fucking literally.
Yeah. So, being aware of these things, it's helpful.
It's a step.
But you gotta do things on top of it.
Exactly.
Like,
you gotta take the next few steps.
Yeah, like awareness is like an important foundation. But
It
like,
is.
if you just sit there, but
And
like
continue
still
to
let things happen anyway.
Continue to repeat the same actions.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make any progress. You're just kind of turning left in a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So I was talking to my therapist about it, and she said you actually are making improvements because on Tinder or on Hinge, whenever people asked or whenever I was asked, what I was looking for was always something casual, usually, because for whatever reason I never could find someone or a spark or something like that kind of enticed me to do something different. But then again, that's equally not really giving people a chance beyond just the physical, and not really trying for it, because you were talking about an anima a long time ago, and we kind of talked about it at Vernon Diner. This image of a person.
Not an enema.
And not an enema.
Anima.
Anima. How do you spell it?
Anima.
Cool. And if you could, because I don't remember it as well, but what is it? If you could give me a brief explanation.
An anima is like this characterization of an idea that exists in the psyche of like young men, or just pretty much men in general, or even like women, or just anyone who feels like a craving for like romance, or I don't know. I think I'm off because it's been a long time since I heard the definition.
Yeah, but still, people can look it up.
Yeah, so it's like
exist.
It's a characterization of the idea of like a craving for affection.
Word.
And it's womanly, it's like motherly, it's nurturing, and when I was listening to it being explained by this guy called like the meme analysis,
Sure.
A lot of the young men have had their animas replaced by like the internet, porn, and like cartoon characters.
Sure.
And this whole time, without knowing it, Jordan has been depicting his anima in these little scribbles, and he'd make a scribble and be like, "Oh, that's my wife."
Yep.
But really, that's just like the entity that represents
my need for affection, or love and acceptance.
Or I think it could even just be like a concentration of like your feminine side.
It could.
Yeah, because even though we're guys, we have like some feminine like traits.
Of course.
Because we're like human beings.
Of course.
So like that too. I hope some of that made a little sense.
It did for me. So
Okay.
I'm sure they'll pick up on something, and if Google can be a great teacher.
Yeah.
But yeah, to kind of get more into that, there's this woman that I consistently draw, and I always kind of know it's her from energy, from vibe, whatever. And
you know what's interesting about that form you draw?
Yeah,
it's so vague. She can take like on any shape.
Any form, any shape. Exactly. Literally, if I draw a circle, like the emphasis of her is two lines. It's a nose and an eye.
Yeah. And
that's it. And that's it's not, I won't call it sad, but it's a harder goal to attain in my mind.
Yeah. Like she doesn't have a form until you date someone, and then
until I date someone, then
she takes that form.
Yeah. Every single time I kind of go into a date, I always ask myself, is this the person? Is this the one? But for her to, like, if you kind of break it down into like brass
I don't think
tacks,
you can find out that way, can you?
Potentially. You never know. I always love being surprised by the universe and the great grand mystery of what you can see in tomorrow.
All right, let me propose this to you.
What you got, boss?
If you're gonna run into this one, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't you say that you would get along with her at least as well as you'd get along with a friend?
Yeah, most definitely.
And when you run into the good friends you have now, did you see them and then think, this is gonna be like my best friend. I'm gonna love this person like a lot. I'm gonna go eat Cuban sandwiches.
I'm gonna go eat Cuban
sandwiches. Like did you just like go along your day and then you just happen to be friends like after a period of a year?
With the person or with my friends?
With your friends.
That's a very good question.
I don't think you walked up to them and decided whether or not,
person.
yeah, that I want in my life.
No, not at all.
That decision came through time, right?
Most definitely.
So that's like a vetting process to make sure that you actually enjoy being around
this person. Yeah.
So don't you think you would need a similar process to like, I don't know, apply to someone with such a lofty title as your lady?
I definitely think so. You know, and you bring up a very good point. Because I would obviously like to be friends with this person. I would obviously like to, you know, have a deeper relationship that goes definitely beyond physical or just even romantic.
Yeah.
I would like a deep friendship. And I really do think that, you know, it takes time. Because me and this person, a really good friend of mine, we've known each other for like 6-7 years. And, you know, tried it, didn't necessarily work out. And now we're kind of on the outs, but life happens, and I hope that we find our friendship stable once again. But, you know, for whatever reason, it just didn't feel right. So, at least for me. And I definitely do think that if I am looking for someone, it is, or this person, Mrs. Two Scribbles, there has to definitely be a vetting process. Or I just kind of have to let go of this such tight grip that I have over this perfect person. You know, I always tell people about the Lego piece dilemma. You know, you're trying to build a castle.
Yeah.
I've told you this a million times, but yeah, you're trying to build a castle and you're looking for this last perfect piece, and you know once you do it, your castle will be complete. But you keep digging in the Lego bin and you can't find it, so eventually you just give up and say, all right, I'm going to start building something else, or I'm going to go watch TV, or I'm going to go do whatever. And it is within that moment or within the next few moments that once you give up, you find it, always. And people have experienced this all the time with Legos. And I'm sure it will kind of be a very similar situation. Like,
yeah.
Like you gave me some great advice about like, will the person that I find be on Tinder, be on Hinge? Do you think that is not necessarily saying that the quality of a person on them is less than a quality of a person that you'll find who are people who are not on it. But, you know, do you think that the person that you're looking for will be on a social dating app? And I said no, you know, because I for whatever reason, I don't know. And I'm trying to always find this person, always search, always trying to communicate or talk to the universe, manifest, etc., etc. But I do think it is when I give up on the search and focus always on myself, or focus on some business, or put the energy, the stock that I am putting forth into that, for that relationship or that future relationship, into something else, that all of a sudden a void opens up and something replaces it, compared to me constantly trying to fill the void with love and affection or whatever emotion or whatever thing kind of comes to mind. I think once I give it up, I will get it. But I also have to give it up fully, not expecting it, which is a very hard thing to do. You know, once you're aware of the situation, once you're aware of the game or the maze that you kind of are in, you kind of know the path of how to get out. It can be very difficult to do it wholeheartedly, or maybe just enjoy the journey along the way. I find.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks, you know?
Well, this anime that you keep drawing,
Sure.
in a way, that's keeping you some company in a woman's place.
I definitely think that.
So, because you don't have anyone to call yours, your brain has created this construct to kind of fill that gap.
Yeah.
And in a way, that is keeping you afloat.
In a sense.
So, it's not entirely that bad because...
Not entirely the worst thing.
Yeah. And one thing I'm wondering is if the Because this lady, this sounds like something you need so dearly.
Desperately.
Yeah. Why? Because I feel like, okay, Jordan needs food. Why does he need food? Because he needs vitamin D, he needs vitamin A,
Yeah.
he needs fiber and calcium and iron, or
All
else his
that.
body shuts down.
All that.
And then I'm thinking, if this lady's such a need, that like every piece of his being is trying to search for some like affection,
Yeah.
like what in it is in his body is like going
What is missing?
without, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is the-
do you
what is
have
the
any
hole?
do you have any idea what the answer to that is? Like, what's your emotional equivalent to the vitamin D that you're missing?
The most poetic and simplest way I can put it is a dancing partner. With the person that I was with.
We were literally at Art Street yesterday.
And I never asked anybody to dance because I'm a fucking pussy.
No, dude.
Yeah, what's up?
All you need
Tell me.
is eye contact and a smile.
And a smile.
And then just dance in front of them, and then you're dancing with someone.
Yeah, it's more like a grinding partner.
What the
Someone to... I'm sorry. I understand what you're saying. Sometimes it's a whole lot simpler than asking a person to bump uglies through clothes with. But...
Do you really want a grinding partner? Like, that's a kind of obscene, isn't it?
A little bit.
For this one and only lady that's yours?
A little bit.
And if
Tell me, so...
If she would so easily grind with you, she could have just as easily grinded with the guy next to you, and then how would have you felt?
Sad. Sorry. I'll blow it this way.
Yeah.
Not necessarily dancing, but dancing is more of an overarching way to say the person that I write my poetry to, the person that I draw, like more like figuratively, like a figure drawing class or a gesture drawing class, the person that I'm infatuated with, the person that I'm head over heels for, which can be a lot to ask for.
I feel like you're no.
Tell me, what's up?
To me, it seems like you're feeling that right now. You just don't have someone to point it to.
I have this giant kaioken. Oh,
A spirit bomb.
Thank you. A spirit bomb of fucking
Love.
And
no one to throw it at.
No Frieza, no fucking Cell to throw.
He didn't
this
use
shit
it
at.
on Cell.
I'm sorry.
He used it on Majin Buu, Vegeta, and Frieza.
I don't have my Vegeta to throw it towards.
Yeah.
Which depresses me a little bit. Yeah. It's like I'm building up this entire image of a person. Because I'm very much a romantic. Very much a romantic when it comes to all this kind of stuff. Like, I'll write you poetry. I will talk to you, say how much I love you, but it kind of has to be the right fit, you know?
Let me ask you, what was the longest duration of a relationship you were in, and how long ago was it?
The longest one was in high school. It was about 8 months.
Okay. That tells me a couple things.
What's up?
Number one.
But it was on and off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even 8 months.
It wasn't even 8 months. I would say the longest one I've done is about 3 months.
Okay.
And I've really only dated like 4-ish people.
Let me explain something.
What's up, man?
So the longest you've been with someone just on one straight line. Is 3 months.
Yep.
And that was in high school. Number one.
Well, technically it was in college, and then.
Okay.
Almost a year ago, actually.
Well, how many years ago was this 3-month fling?
Well, we'll say it was my previous girlfriend. Actually, the one before our friend.
5 years ago, 6 years ago.
A year ago.
Okay, 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
You did a lot of growing in a year.
Thank you.
Okay. So, even if you don't feel it, like everyone has, even me,
Sure.
even Jade.
This is true.
So, okay. 2020 Jordan.
Yep.
On his 3-month fling was his longest. Number one, 3 months is actually not that long.
Nope.
And it's actually just enough time for the honeymoon phase to die.
Yep.
Okay? So then you're like a really strong boxer that is so strong, he knocks everyone out in like 3 rounds.
Yep.
But what happens is, if the guy is clever, like if your opponent is clever,
dodge
and
around,
if he gets the fight to last like 10 rounds,
I'm
you're in
winded.
big trouble.
I'm winded.
Yeah. Have you
winded.
ever been in a relationship that was the equivalent of a 10-round fight?
No, man.
Okay.
I've never been in a relationship that's lasted.
Do you know what that kind of Jordan does?
What?
No, I'm asking.
Oh,
do,
asking?
do you know what that kind of Jordan is like?
Bored. And that's the sad thing. I get bored, man. I'm like, all right, when's the next thing? When's the next one? When's this? When's that? When's the next hit?
But wait a minute. I thought you had that giant heart-shaped spirit bomb.
I do.
What happened?
let me say this. I have the heart-shaped spirit bomb, but it's that's actually very good. I like that. But it's almost like it can only find home with. I don't want to say one person, but like it really only has to hit Vegeta. Everything else is kind of like the normal fucking the normal or lesser forms of the spirit bomb. You know.
You know what it is?
Tell me.
So, that thing you said is like, oh, I'll write you poetry. I'll tell you how much I love you.
I'll give you the world.
I'll give you the world.
Yeah.
Now, don't you think get on that menu at your restaurant of your heart?
Sure.
That on that menu would be sustained effort to maintain the fire in the relationship.
To make it work.
Yeah, to like, take you out every once in a while, bring you to a new place,
Sure.
take you for a first date every once in a while, try that new kinky thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All for, and then when you run into a person you really like, and you might even say, oh, he's the one,
Yeah.
and then when that like 4 months goes by,
Like 4 months goes by, yeah.
for your sweetheart, you're not gonna go and like honor that item on the menu. Do you know what it's like to shovel coals into a fire?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hard work.
You're a good train driver, a conductor.
Sure.
But when it's time to shovel the coals,
You don't want to do shit.
no.
You just want to hang back and let the train coast until it stops, and then hop on another train and then let it coast until it stops.
And listen to this.
What's up?
Because if I heard you right, you never sustained the relationship past the honeymoon thing, right?
Pretty much never passed.
So you're used to ending it there and then starting a new one.
Essentially.
You
and
know
that
what?
even plays
Think about
with,
that.
Like,
think about that.
Like short term.
Think about that.
Encounters, yeah.
You're getting practice at doing that, and it's not good. Because it leaves you out in the cold after every cycle singing the same song. But maybe if you try to get out of your comfort zone and try like a long-term relationship,
Actually try to push for it, yeah.
like, then you'll get practice at that. Isn't that what you want?
This is true.
Don't you want to meet? Okay. Say tomorrow you're at like, I don't know, the Citgo gas station.
I'm at IHOP.
You're at
I'm at
IHOP.
Vernon Diner.
Say you're inside of the Vernon Diner,
Yeah.
and then right next to your table, like a 10-piece chicken nugget meal,
Chicken McNugget.
just sits next
With
to
the
you
Szechuan sauce.
with the Szechuan sauce and the fries. She
Yep.
just sits next to you, and you're talking, and then this happens tomorrow, and she unlocks all your locks with her keys, and then it's like, and then you like her, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't you like to grow old with her?
That's the goal. That's the goal.
But you don't have any practice in like...
In a longer term relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my greatest fears, man. It's one of my greatest fears that I will find the person. Or
Can I say something a little obscene?
Please.
I heard this from like a disheveled, cynical, bitter 40-year-old guy.
Sure.
He said, for every beautiful woman,
Yes.
there's a guy sick and tired of fucking her.
That's it. Yeah. No,
That's what he said to
No,
me.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel nasty that I said that.
It was a good metaphor.
Yeah.
It was a good metaphor because I'll parlay that into this next thing that I'll say. Which I just forgot. No, I didn't. C'est moi. I always find myself in that situation, sir. Always find myself in that situation. The sex gets boring. It gets tiring. It becomes the same thing, same positions, same whatever. At least with sex.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship, what we do with it. I think she wants to go this way.
Oh.
Yeah. Here, come over here, pup. It's okay.
You ever use the blue blowtorch in the bedroom?
No. Give it a shot.
That might spice it up.
I'm just saying. I also don't want to harm my mate.
Maybe she wants it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, people are into that.
Yeah, she into it. Anyway, as I was saying, I always find myself getting bored, dry with the sex thing. Even when I'm inside a person, I orgasm or I come, and then I'm like, all right.
I thought you were done caring about sex.
Yes, but this is in the past. I always kind of find myself.
So now being bored of sex shouldn't bother you.
It does still. It does still. Because it's one of my greatest fears that I will just get bored with the relationship. I will be affluent.
Wait. I thought the problem was you were getting bored with the sex. Now, does getting bored with the sex equal being bored of the relationship?
I think in my mind it's kind of like a weird rat's nest that I definitely have a weird rat's nest of cables or something like that I have to, or string that I have to untangle and get straight before I can fully commit to a relationship. Because sex, intimacy, romance, and all of the things that kind of go into that all are jumbled up into this one mess inside Jordan's brain. And I'm not here for it.
Well, listen to this.
What you got?
How long do you and I know each other?
Sophomore year of college.
What is that? So, like...
Your sophomore year of college.
So that was 2016.
I cannot tell you. Actually, yes, it would have probably
so
been
that makes 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
That's longer than any relationships, and you're not sick of me.
Yeah, I have best friends for like 18,
and you're not sick
years.
of them. You're not sick of them.
Not at all.
And why?
I think it's because of the separation, the time in between time, the time to grow a little bit. What's the word? Zimwa. I want to say attached, detached, attached, detached, attached, detached.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is longing, pining for the person.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a minute. I mean, I literally saw you yesterday, but we didn't really like
get to talk to each other.
Yeah, we didn't really. Yeah, I was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? But this, like, stuff like this, it's nice. I enjoy people and our little talks. Not that they're like insignificant, but like the grandest sense of the word. It's small talks, you know, and then we leave and we go about our lives and then we come back to something.
Now listen to this.
What's up?
If you're able to manage a sustained relationship, I don't know, 18 years with some of your friends.
Sure. 20.
Of like really positive friendships.
Good vibes every single time we
good
see
vibes.
each other. It's fucking
Don't
fantastic.
you think you can manage that with your sweetheart?
Significant other.
Yeah.
Partner. Co-commander. I think it is possible, but it's because the idea of a relationship. And let me know when you're getting tired, by the way.
I had so much coffee, dude. That is not a problem.
Same. We had like 3 cups. The dude was like, "Take it," and I was like, "Okay."
Bro made us a fresh batch.
He was a good dude.
Yeah.
Complete sidebar.
I want to go back.
We can do it on Thursdays, man. If you really want to, this can be our Thursday. Yeah, let's fucking make it, man.
Yeah.
Because this is nice. I enjoy having conversations.
This is an official ad for the Vernon Diner in Connecticut.
Connecticut. Jank Journal will be visiting there and making a good episode on there.
All right.
Probably a nice one. Anyway, back to this. Rat's nest of emotions and feelings and how I perceive a relationship. Because Zimwa. What am I trying to say? Zimwa. I want to be in a relationship where it doesn't necessarily have to get dry, but all relationships tend to. Especially if I'm trying to move in with this person, see this person for, like, marry this person, literally be their partner. You know, a deeper cut into this would be me and a relationship that I had, more romantic relationship that I had with one of my really good friends. And how it was good in the beginning, and it didn't necessarily, we were on and off and on and off and on and off and trying this and trying that and trying to find a nice space, but the space was very much always gray. And I don't do well with gray spaces, I'm now learning. I find...
Is it one of those things where, like, you would refuse to say the words boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes. Yeah, where I was like, it was because I couldn't see myself with this person in a romantic sense. I couldn't see us dancing. I couldn't see myself writing poetry. As sad as it is, love this person to death. But literally, like, love this person to death. I hope to be with them as a really, really solid friend, even better than solid friend, for literally all of my days. They are my adventure partner, they are my ace, they are everything. You know, they are my laughter, they are the person that brings me the most joy in this life. Or at least a very good source of joy. I don't like picking favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their spot. But I couldn't imagine myself dancing with this person. I couldn't imagine myself, you know, falling head over heels for this person. For whatever reason, it just didn't feel right. The vibes weren't there. At least in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because in every single other category, picture, whatever, the puzzle piece was complete except for one piece. And I can't necessarily name it what that piece was that was missing, because we got along swimmingly and it was fantastic. And we started in December and it's now August, and it just ended last week. Where we're not talking to each other, we're trying to create space for new people to enter into our lives, and we can't be each other's favorite. Which is sad to say, and I'm very sad that it couldn't work out, because in any other alternate reality, universe, parallel dimension, whatever you want to call it, I feel like it would have. I feel like it really would have worked out with this person. I feel like this would have just been my ace. We would have been solid. You know, we would have got through everything together because we've been through so much. That was one of my best. She is still one of my best friends. And it's sad to say that I can't call her that at this moment in time. And she brought up, we had a very deep talk, and she brought up a very good point about her side of the relationship, and how if she were to find a person, she wouldn't want a person that didn't have a connection like we did, had the time put in like we did, where we can talk about literally anything. And it's sad to say that I couldn't provide the same to her. But I hope to find a person that I can provide and that I can dance with, and the poetry that I write is to her, and not just this anima or this muse that I have. I hope to find that person. And I hope that she finds someone, if she wishes, because it's her life, someone similar, or at least very much the same. And it sucks, because in any other universe it would have worked out, but it just didn't. And yeah, and now we're here, where we're not talking.
Yeah. You know what else I heard?
Tell me.
I'm sure you've heard this before.
What's up?
The best way to get over someone is
Someone else?
get under someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've tried and it doesn't work. You know? Tried and it doesn't work, man. Again, me and sex, it's a very complicated relationship. You know, my lower head has too much power over me, and I have to really rein that in.
Kind of unrelated.
What's up?
Do you watch Seinfeld?
I don't.
I've been watching because when I'm working at home,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have a point.
Not please,
Basically-
like, half a point, but yeah.
Basically, there's this clip of like Seinfeld in his apartment with this girl
Yeah.
that he knows in his brain that he shouldn't be anywhere near, but he just can't get enough of screwing her.
Sure.
So then he's like, George and Kramer, it's like a chess match in my head between my brain and my penis. Help!
Yeah,
And
that's
then, like,
essentially where I'm at.
It actually shows like a hologram video effect of like two Seinfelds playing a chess match,
Yep.
and then it's like a guy in a helmet and he's the penis,
dick.
and then the guy in like a brain hat, he's the
Yeah,
brain,
it is the brain.
and then he's talking to this lady, and then like they're just having their chess match in the background, and it's like, you cannot defeat me. So I think you have a similar chess match
I
going
very
on.
much, yeah, watch the microphone, Jake. I very much do. Because, you know, I'll get very lonely. Or I'll feel lonely. I'm not alone, but, like, I'll feel lonely. I'll feel like I need that affection or that love, that something. And
But I think it's made too accessible to you with that little glowing rectangle you hold in your hand.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. You know, can hit someone up in, you know, within an hour if I really want to. If I really push, I can, I don't know where you're trying to go, Doug. I can really make that happen. But it's never fulfilling. Excuse this. Okay, that probably wasn't that bad. It's never fulfilling. It never is. It has never been, to some extent, fulfilling. It has never been, to some extent, fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know, it's never exactly what I want, which is to be in someone and to want to fully just be with them, to not feel any sort of regret or have a wandering mind when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, even though me and my longtime ex from North Carolina could never have sex, or didn't have sex rather, I think that even if I was given the chance to, you know, make some sort of love or just fuck her, it would still feel the same, you know?
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest fears, is that, and I know it's probably never a possibility thanks to this butterfly or this moth that's fucking floating around. Okay.
I hate moths.
Do you like butterflies?
No, I dig butterflies.
That I will never truly be satisfied with the person that I'm with. That I'll always nitpick or try to find the one thing that doesn't fit and exacerbate it as to this relationship will never
Well,
work.
to what thing isn't that true? Because okay, my favorite food if people ask me, the first thing that comes to my head is the Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Perfect.
But if I had to eat that breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day,
You would get sick of it.
I would want like a peach cobbler sooner or later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the person that tries to find that peach cobbler in another person when I know the Philly cheesesteak is truly my favorite.
Yeah.
I really don't want to be that person. You know, where it's like, because I don't see myself as poly. I don't see myself as non-monogamous. I see myself as very monogamous. But a point I was trying to bring up before that I just remembered was I think when it comes to me, I am either like 1% or 100% when it comes to relationships. I'm either this is purely physical, this is purely like in a very cold sense, and I'm not trying to make it cold, but in a very real sense, just basically masturbation with another person, and hopefully, well, I hope they enjoy it as well, or it is head over heels in love, and I can't jurisdict the 99% in between. That's all gray space. You know, and if I'm in the gray space, I get confused, I clam up, I don't talk, I'm not the best person to the person that I'm trying to be with, I'm discovering.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't find it good. I'm really trying to be a better person towards the people that deserve to be better, and I know I am to friends, but when it comes to relationships, it's a really big fear that...
Well, think about how long it takes for someone to become your friend with a capital F.
Capital F! I know, I was going to say a deeper friendship, yeah. Yeah, years. We've known each other for 5 years, and we didn't really get to like this level until 2019, maybe.
I think I was a junior.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, when we first started, I think it was the talk of let's start a podcast.
Yeah.
And then we saw each other fucking all the time. After that, you know, with my.
Then 2018, because or 2017.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it was 2017. Like I was talking to you more. And then I remember in my senior year, I would be in the studio, like that big hallway upstairs. Yep. And then I'd see you like pop in from time to time, like, holy shit, Jordan's back! Mm-hmm. He's alive!
He's alive! Yeah. He's out of the mental hospital!
Yeah. Because, so in order for me to have that reaction, we had to have been friends before that.
This is true.
Yeah.
But the friendship always deepens.
Oh, you know what? When, you worked at that tea place.
Tivana.
Yeah, and like I did that walk.
Yep, I have video of that, by the way.
I know, I remember seeing it.
Yeah. Friendships always deepen, and I really do think that the next person that I'm trying to get in a relationship with, truly get in a relationship with, for the long term, we have to start out as friends. We have to start out with a very good base, and can just enjoy.
You have to go to the grocery store on a full stomach.
Yeah, we were talking about this at Vernon Diner.
Yes.
If you go into the grocery store on an empty stomach, you buy everything and you regret it later. The food rots in the fridge. But if you go on a full stomach, you get exactly what you need.
This is you.
Oh my God, it's a cat. This actually, we'll take a picture of this. Hold on, this could be the.
Tell them what it is because they don't have video.
Homie, it's a Kaioken.
It's a spirit bomb.
I'm sorry,
asshole.
I don't watch Dragon Ball Z like you do. Here, I'll take it like this. And this will be the thumbnail. For the picture. All right, look sexy, man. Perfect. All right, cool. That'll be the thumbnail for this episode of Manchild Support. Jordan's Spirit Bomb of Love.
Yeah.
Will be the name of this. But yeah, I really do think that me and this person, whoever it is, my enema, my bowel cleaner,
Dude, seriously, you need someone for that?
No.
You don't have toilet paper in the room?
You don't have what's it called?
You don't want a bidet?
A bidet. That's what it's fucking called. Yeah, shoot it up there. My bidet. That's actually a horrible name for a person that I hope to be in love with. The person who receives my spirit bomb. I have to be friends with them first. There has to be a solid base. I can't
You just need a standard love energy blast.
Yes.
Just a little zap.
Yep, little zap.
Yeah.
And I honestly do really want to try to just stop having meaningless sex or non-fulfilling sex with people. That is a big goal of the 2022, or even this moment and going forward, is to stop having the meaningless sex that just is instant gratification, which is something that I have a very big issue with.
Our whole generation does,
honestly,
my guy.
Man. I was talking because our friend Morgan is moving out into a new place, and literally like, well, Zemwa, and moving out into a new place, and they're looking for a roommate, and the room they offered was like $350 plus utilities. $350 plus utilities.
So that comes up to like 500.
Like 400 or 500. Yeah.
I like to round up.
Yeah, no, you're very correct.
Yeah.
We'll say $500 total for a room and a decent space, and if you want a studio space within their space, an extra $50 a month. So $550. I'm just saying, it's an option. You should hit them up if you're thinking about it.
No, because my dog and cat.
Yeah.
The best scenario for them is if
where you are right
yeah
now. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking about doing it because I've been wanting to move out. I've been wanting to find my own space. I've been wanting to do it, but I talked to my dad literally on the car ride there, and when I got to their place, and he said, patience is virtue, basically. What did he say? He said, I think you're better off not living paycheck to paycheck, not trying to scrape together money, and if something big comes up, you're kind of fucked. I think you're better living at your mom's place, which is a room for free, and just kind of slowly accumulating wealth in many different ways, and then eventually making a bigger purchase, thinking about the future more compared to the present.
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing may seem like a really good thing right now, but when you're in it, it may be kind of a hell for the longest time.
That reminds me of something I heard. We look forward to the future so much because we're unaware of its problems.
Fair enough. That's a good fucking quote.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking quote. Yeah. Damn. I completely agree. Yeah. Damn. Enough said. Fucking. Because I'm sure there would be medical bills and medication that I have to buy, and my car will break down, or I'll have to get new tires or something like that, and I won't have money to pay for it. And I'll have to end up moving back with my mom, severely more in debt, or at least with less money. And I always say the grand lesson of my life, of Jordan's life, is the game of patience, because I'm very impatient. Trying to find a way to find more patience in my life and look at the long game compared to the short game, being the tortoise and not the hare. Because
the trick to that is?
Tell me.
So some people, they get up at like 5 and they make their bed and do cold shower and run.
Yeah.
Because I used to be one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know the trick?
Tell me.
How I did it?
What's up?
I didn't sit down and then decide that I wanted to be someone who did that every day in order to just reach some sort of goal. I didn't push myself with drill sergeant discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline wasn't even part of the fucking picture. Neither was motivation.
Sure.
You know what it was?
Tell me.
It was just the procedure of the day. Because I didn't decide that I wanted to be a fit person in the future. I wanted to my body to look a certain way.
Like my brother.
Right. What I did it for was I knew that if I go and exercise, then I'm going to be more awake, and my brain's going to work a little better, and I'm going to feel better, and it's good for the brain to go through something hard and conquer it, because it makes you feel proud of yourself.
Sure.
And then a cold shower, I would do it because for that day, it would be now I'm even more awake. My skin feels good, and there's no fog on the window on the mirror when I get out the shower.
Sure.
And then I make a big clean big breakfast I do, not because it's here's my big fitness plan to reach my goals. No. Listen, I'm like Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy, the big yellow one. I don't have that in me. But what I do have in me is on a given day where I wake up, it's not even making the decisions, because I would have done those things in enough days in a row where it's just like brushing your teeth.
Word.
When you brush your teeth, you don't give a shit about it. It's just something you do.
Yeah.
Right? And the things that you need to improve on, it's literally the same. Now, when you were a little kid, yeah, it was tough for you to brush your teeth,
yeah.
but that's when your parents come in and they get you on that habit. Now your mom doesn't got to tell you no more.
You always wipe your ass after you take a shit.
You didn't used to do that.
Probably not.
I mean, I did. I don't know about you.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you can just apply that to like anywhere else you got to put it to.
Any aspect of life.
So what was it that you needed to improve on?
When it comes to relationships, or when it comes to just something in general.
I think you were talking about like in relationships.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no idea where this ramble came from.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's put it into that lens of relationships. If I want to be in a relationship that's more fulfilling, that's longer lasting, that I can actually find a friend and deeper love and affection in, I have to be able to put in the work and stop continuing to eat junk food, not calling.
But if I tell you to put in the work after that honeymoon phase is over, inside of you is probably the feeling, I got to do that
every day.
Come on.
Every day.
But, you could probably say the same thing about your cold shower running.
Yeah.
But if you do it enough, it's just something you do.
Yeah.
Like if you, whoever this magical lady is,
mm-hmm.
when she gets home from work or when you come home and then you give her a kiss on the cheek and then, or you compliment her on how good dinner is,
yeah.
or if you rub her back,
mm-hmm.
or I don't know, make her a nice cup of tea every time,
right,
or you buy her favorite snack from the store.
Sure.
And then don't do that because you're dragging your feet because you feel like you have to.
Do it because
it's the procedure.
Yeah.
Like brushing your teeth.
Honestly, a great comparison to that would be I see something that savors and I think of you, so I get it. And I
Look at the thing behind you.
The pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pipe. Yeah, you saw it. I use that all the time.
Yeah.
It's a good. It starts my ritual of painting, but yeah, same thing. Same thing. You don't do it because it's something that you're supposed to do. You do it because you care about the person.
Yeah.
And I want to deeply care about this person. I want to see something and think of them and just get it and then give it to them. Not necessarily saying that the relationship is based off of gifts and stuff like that, but in all aspects of love languages and etc. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I really hope that I am not just, honestly, a hopeless romantic, that I am just throwing out, it has to be perfect in every single way. I'm honestly at this point in time, it doesn't have to, exactly. At this point in time, I'm honestly just expecting the universe, not expecting, hoping that the universe kind of just surprises me with a person that I just generally click with and want to see more and, all of this. And the sad thing, and it's not a sad thing, it's something that I really deeply have to consider is it has to go beyond the physical. It has to be more internal. It has to be the soul, the heart of the person compared to just the body or the outer shell of the person. Trying to find the distinction and the line of, is this really a person that I am with strictly because they look pretty, or because they're physically attractive, or because they're good and bad,
or because you're lonely,
or because I'm lonely. Thanks. The way you said it.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking lonely. Well, I am. But yeah, it has to be the soul of the person. Joe, I don't hang out with you because you're a good artist, or you're this or that. You are a good artist. But because of all of these physical traits that you have acquired over the years, I hang out with you because your soul is good. I enjoy conversations with you. I enjoy
Likewise.
Gang.
Likewise.
I enjoy the way your brain works and the entire aspect of what makes Joe,
Yeah.
And trying to find that in a person that I'm both physically attracted to and emotionally, or whatever, the other attraction.
Yeah.
I find will be difficult because of all the jumbled things of my past when it comes to relationships. And I think that we're just kind of circling the same drain in this. But
why do you care so much about your past?
Because I'm afraid that it will generally affect.
Weren't you just saying a while ago, it's
the past isn't the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that, you don't look at stuff and try to actively, learn from it. But I'm afraid that the past will severely will make the future more difficult. I'm afraid that...
What's your worst case scenario in your head of that happening?
This entire scenario?
Yeah.
I meet a person
Okay.
Let's say this person that I'm meeting on Wednesday. I meet a
Okay.
person. She's fantastic. We click. It's fucking awesome.
10-piece nuggets.
10-piece chicken nuggets with the Szechuan sauce. I meet this person, and the large fry and a McDonald's Sprite. I meet this person, and they're fantastic. And after the honeymoon phase, you know, it just kind of gets dry or it levels out.
What's your past have to do with that?
Because in every single relationship, whether it be
Because you have practiced dipping after the honeymoon phase. That's why, right?
yes, as you said before.
Now, say the honeymoon phase is over, the puppy love phase is over,
Yep.
and say you're standing there, and you're like, "Wait a minute, Jordan, we have a decision to make."
Yes.
Wouldn't you, in your current form, have the wherewithal to decide, even though it's not as exciting,
I'm still gonna stick with it.
I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after you make that decision, you would do the initial actions to build the habits that I talked about earlier.
Yes. I do believe that would in fact work. But it's almost like I expect this relationship to be a treadmill compared to me actually walking. Not necessarily a treadmill, what I'm trying to say. I'm expecting the relationship to walk for me compared to me walking myself. I'm expecting the love just to be there. I'm expecting the underlying affection just to be there. And I just rely on that to keep pushing me forward. That the fire, the campfire of the relationship does not need tending. That it just is an infinite stream or an infinite, the fuel.
Why don't you want to tend it? Are you...
That is actually a very good point.
Jordan,
That is actually a very good point.
I don't know if you can relate to this,
Tell me.
but in the past when I have a lady that I care about,
Yeah,
I turn into Superman.
I have no doubt.
Okay, if we're using the fire analogy,
Sure.
I will punk out Paul Bunyan like he's a bitch for that campfire.
Sure.
And I know you Mr. Love Spirit Bomb.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't you do the same thing?
Dude, I write poetry.
And you're too lazy to put in the campfire after the honeymoon phase is over.
After the
that's
initial burn.
when all your strength runs out.
But
But why is it when all that strength is gone, you can't dig any deeper and then go get that wood? Why is it that you're so averse to that work? It's not like you're hauling bags of wheat or breaking rocks. You're not doing that kind of work.
You're tending a cool campfire.
Or why is if I'm understanding right, you're looking at the work that goes into sustaining post-puppy love relationships as the equivalent of breaking rocks in a hot summer day.
True.
Why is it like that?
Let me try to get a little bit deeper with that, man. Let me try to get a little bit deeper with that. Interesting. Why do I find that? Maybe it's because in most relationships that I've been in, and no disrespect to any relationship that I have been in, maybe it's because in most relationships that I have been in, and this is a constant topic in therapy, I have never felt like I was the guy for them. Consistently. Like, whether it be all of my exes, whether it be any physical relationship or strictly physical relationship that I've been in, I have never felt like I was the dude. I was never Aang in Avatar. I was never Goku in Dragon Ball Z.
You were Vegeta.
I was kind of more... Well, Vegeta gets Bulma, man.
Okay, you felt like you were Yamcha instead of
Is
Vegeta.
that the dude with the scar on his face that kind of looks like Goku?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he dated Bulma, and then Vegeta came to Earth.
Oh, every fucking day of the week.
Yeah.
Every fucking
So
day of the week.
you feel like
I feel like I'm fucking Yamcha, yeah.
and you're looking for the girl that makes you feel like Vegeta.
That makes me feel like Vegeta, and I get Bulma. I don't get Bulma. Me and Bulma fucking love each other, and Trunks comes into existence.
Okay.
Even Goku and I think her name was
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi. Even Goku and Chi-Chi, because Chi-Chi... Well,
That relationship's a little fucked up.
Okay, so I'll go with Vegeta and Bulma.
Yeah, that's the one you want.
Alright, fantastic. I'll go Vegeta and Bulma. Yeah.
But wait, I think that's interesting.
Tell me.
So, say you're in a relationship where you feel like Yamcha to the Bulma, right?
Yes.
It's perfectly reasonable then that you would be like, man, if I put work into this relationship, Vegeta's just gonna come and make a Cyberman kill me and take my girl.
Essentially.
But, so then you wouldn't feel like...
I need to go and get the firewood.
But, if... Now, her not making you feel like Vegeta, is that coming from you or her?
Let me think about that for a second. Her By the way, we're crossing an hour, which is actually kind of nice. This is a relationship. This relationship actually, yes, but this conversation I find has been really good.
Yeah.
I like this. Miss it. One more time. Relay that back to me.
Okay. You feeling like Yamcha, does that come from her or does that come from you?
Does that come from her or does that come from me? I'm going to say it's at least 70% me, 30% her.
Because someone can treat you like dirt.
That's true. And you still feel like this is the one for me.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or someone could think really highly of you, but the signal isn't coming into the tower.
Yeah. I think in 90, maybe 90. I'll give it a cool, like a comfortable 75% of the relationships that I've been in.
You want to be wanted.
I want to be wanted. Well, not even that. Not even that. Because I've always felt wanted and loved to some extent in all of the relationships that I've been in. I've always felt some type of, this person wants me. Whether it be 3 minutes or whether it be 3 months at the longest. But have I ever wanted the person is the biggest thing. Have I ever wanted that person?
Well, sure you did. You got in the relationship in the first place.
But does the want last? Do I still want to get that firewood? Am I really just Yamcha waiting for Vegeta to come by? I've always, it's a great metaphor. I've always felt like Yamcha waiting for Vegeta just to come and swoop and kill me or whatever. I've always felt like that. And I really don't know why.
Has that happened before?
What do you mean?
Has the Vegeta ever come along?
I think I'm always expecting him to come along. I always know in the back of my mind or not know, but I always expect Vegeta to come along. Yeah, what's up?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You
Joe sits up, yeah.
Maybe you don't feel like you deserve Vegeta status because you've always been treated like Yamcha.
God damn, son. All right, we're making some deep cuts.
Yeah.
Brought a big knife today.
Is this did you grow up feeling like a Yamcha?
All the time.
All right.
I've always been skinny. I've always not... Like, people will say, like, Jordan, you're, like, super handsome. And I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I always think I'm too skinny. Or my hair is weird. Or fucking et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, who put that shit inside your head?
Jordan.
No. Because if that were true, you would have come out of the womb thinking that shit.
Fair enough.
People don't come out of the womb shitting on themselves.
I think maybe... Okay, so let's trace it back a little bit. I've always kind of been... It wasn't really until, like, maybe sophomore, junior year of high school that I really found my tribe, found my people, and, So everything up to that, I've always kind of felt like the outlier, the dude on the outside, the dude that nobody else wanted.
Relatable.
Gang, The dude that nobody else wanted. Mm-hmm. I've always felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the time? Because this is going to be a good sentence. Okay. I've always felt like the dude that nobody else wanted. I've always felt like I had to work 10 times harder to try to get the affection of girls, to try to get the affection of anybody. Probably because of some deep internal conflict that I've always felt within myself. And that's part of the reason why I don't have, like, okay, an example, Arch Street. Plenty of fine women and people at Arch Street every single week. The pick of the litter, man. And I never have the balls to go up to, like, say, hey, I'm Jordan. And even start a conversation that's beyond, not even sex or trying to get sex. Get a date, with a person. Always because I felt like I was never the guy, again, for that person. Or I didn't fit the bill of the typical Chad, Brad, except... I know, but give me a second.
Oh my god.
The muscle head
Virgin
man.
incel Jordan.
Little bit. He's inside there. I really have honestly never felt like I was the dude. I have never felt like I deserved...
But Jordan, it's not those fine individuals that are putting that feeling of inferiority in you. It's you.
It is. You're not wrong. You're very right. It's me not thinking highly of myself. It all relates back, dude. It all relates back to why I seek the immediate gratification of just having sex with a person. And, the after fact of we're putting on our pants and I don't necessarily want to see them again. Or I don't think highly of myself afterwards. Or I don't think highly of them. Not I don't think highly of them, but, like, I don't think highly of the situation afterwards. It all links back to the insecurity that I feel within myself. Honestly, all links back to the insecurity that I feel within myself. I never feel like the guy. I never feel like the dude. I never feel like Vegeta. I always feel like Yamcha.
What would a lady need to do to make Jordan feel like Vegeta? Because clearly, up until now, you've always felt like Yamcha.
Yeah.
So what needs to be different?
What needs to be different? Let me think on that for a second. I really don't know.
Because I could get Bulma in here.
Yeah,
she could treat you like Vegeta, but you could still feel like Yamcha anyway.
Exactly. Like, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve this beautiful goddess.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Sure. Not goddess figure.
Do you deserve spending the evening with me?
Yeah, I love doing this. I know. The answer's right there.
Okay, you're not saying, this Joe guy, he's too good. What am I doing talking to him? No!
No, I'm just hanging out with Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
why can't I translate that exact
to
feeling?
a lady?
Because I feel like I always have to perform or be something more, or...
What if you didn't do that?
I don't know.
What if you just...
It's because of the thing we were talking about earlier, the doing the same thing. She's fine.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing consistently, so it just gets comfortable.
Here's what I need you to do.
Tell me. Give me some homework.
Next time you you could want to approach someone and not do it, but whenever you get around to approaching someone, just drop the act. In fact, let them think you're lame and let them walk away and just live with it.
That's fair. But what's the approach? Hi, I'm Jordan. I think you're really cute. Or that seems...
Well, okay, say there was a guy... Well, what's a nice band deal? Young Bae, okay?
Love Young Bae.
Okay,
He's getting a little bit shady. Not shady like in a bad way.
I have no idea. All I know is the music. I don't know any of the personal life
I like his
shit.
older stuff. I don't like the newest stuff. It's too
Well,
pop.
say you saw someone with a shirt of Young Bae, and it was like the first piece of album cover art.
Beautiful.
Okay, and then you're like, whoa, that guy's a Young Bae dude. I'm going to go walk over and talk to him. You're not trying to impress him.
No, I want to find... We have a similar interest, yeah.
So, just do the same thing to a nice lady, and let her think you're a fucking loser.
Fair.
And then just accept it. And, you know what's going to happen?
Tell me.
She's going to think, this guy's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
These
Joe's
bugs,
killing flies.
Yeah, these bugs are out here, man.
Well, let's flash back to the thing that you just said a little bit ago with what if a girl walked up, literally rolled up in my driveway right now and was like, "Hi, I'm Bulma, and you're my Vegeta. You're not Yamcha." I feel like the thing that I honestly need is consistent, not consistent because that's even me saying that's a lot to ask for. Consistent like reaffirmation of it's okay, you're okay, like you're good enough for me, and etc.
I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, a lot of people prefer that.
Like, I tell you I love you and all that kind of stuff. I tell you...
Always.
Yeah. I'm like, it doesn't need to be all the time, but it's a good affirmation.
It's consistent enough.
But I work with kids. I work with 15 to 18-year-olds, or 13 to 18-year-olds. Most of them are 15 to 17. And they all have mental health issues, addiction issues, parental issues, familial issues, they trying to get better on a court case. They're all kind of, misfits of some extent, outliers in society, people that are shunned, and
they fall through the cracks.
Which is sad. But the thing I'm trying to say is, I've been in their shoes. I know exactly the system. The mind of an addict still have the mind of an addict. It never goes away. But the point I'm trying to make is the change. A person can tell me that they love me. A person can tell me that they are a fan of me, that they're my Bulma, or that I'm their Vegeta, But until I see the light within myself, I think there will always be that shadow of
Yamcha.
Your Yamcha. I have to find the person that honestly makes me feel worthy enough to take up the title of Vegeta, compared to just a person who will say you're Vegeta, but I don't feel it, if that makes sense.
I don't think it's the girl who has to tell you that you're Vegeta.
I think it's me.
You.
I have to say that.
Because listen.
Yeah, what's up?
If I say, okay, you're the Vegeta of my Goku.
Heard.
You don't doubt it for a second.
No, I would definitely take.
Without skipping a beat, you just said heard.
No, seriously. I would literally take the side character, the main side character to your Goku. I would any day of the week. I can take that. Yeah. I would definitely, No, I can completely see that.
Now, that's amazing. Because for me, so easy.
Yeah.
But like for a lady, if she said the same thing but said Bulma instead, complete opposite.
Complete opposite. It's the not twisted mind, because my mind isn't twisted, and I'm working on better words of affirmation towards myself, which is working. That's nice. When it comes to, we were talking about this, because this is going to be the part I'm going to post on Instagram, this section, because I really do like it. I feel like it concises the entire podcast. I said earlier, when it comes to relationships and myself, it is a twisted rat's nest of emotion and feeling insecurity with relationships. I always feel like I have to put on a face, put on a farce, put on a facade of to some extent of me being the guy, having Vegeta energy but not really knowing that I am Vegeta. I love this reference. I love this metaphor. And I think the moment of change that will happen is the woman that I find, or the woman that reveals herself, is so much Bulma. It makes so much sense that she is Bulma that I'm like, dog, this is too real. I am not Yamcha. I am Bulma. I am Vegeta. But that enables another person to be, that opens the door for another person to be the catalyst, which exactly it shouldn't be. That opens the door for another person to be the catalyst for the change, compared to me, in my heart of hearts, knowing that I am very much Vegeta.
I think I thought of something that could be useful.
Tell me.
Because you say, like, oh man, I'm Yamcha.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you're Vegeta in some aspects.
Every day of the week.
When it comes to talking to the kids you work with, Vegeta.
All day.
When it comes to making scribbles, Vegeta.
Yep.
When it comes to making some random construction Ed, Ed and Eddie style out of duct tape and plywood, Vegeta. When you have to throw a jank tank, Vegeta. When you have to make shirts with that website where you design stuff. When you make designs for shirts, Vegeta. When you go and flip clothes from Sabers, Vegeta. So what if
every other aspect of my life?
Yeah.
It's like Vegeta.
Yeah.
Tell me. Yeah. Continue your thought.
Now, say Bulma saw you doing one of those.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, he's really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yamcha would have a harder time coming into your brain.
To my mind.
Because he was like, oh, well, I know I'm good at that.
Yeah.
And, like, what did she just tell me? And you know what?
Joe takes off his glasses.
I've seen you dance. Yeah. And I know that if you dance enough, you'll get compliments.
Okay.
So what are you going to do more?
Oh, dance with my fucking stick, dog.
And then what do you think's going to happen?
Compliments. Builds the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Get my little boost every week.
Because I know.
Yeah.
On the floor,
yeah.
I'm Vegeta.
Yes, you very much are. Yes, you very much are.
For the people who don't know at home, Arch Street is a bar we go to, and they got a band, they got a big floor for dancing, and I clean that place up.
Joe is the sun. He is the vibe. He is the energy.
And you know what happens?
What's up?
I get compliments left, right, and center.
Every day, dog.
Old people, young people, big, short, tall.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone.
It's like, dog, you are the vibe here.
Yeah.
You are the legend.
And you can have the same thing.
I very much know, but I'm shy. You know? I'm shy.
What do you think's gonna happen? People are gonna throw tomatoes at you?
I'm gonna hit a person with my stick. I'm gonna feel really bad about it.
Well, then leave the stick at home.
That's a fair point.
You think I need a stick?
No, you don't!
My stick's right here.
Exactly. Oh my god. Ah, Lord.
I think this is a good place to clip it.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got all the juicy parts.
We did indeed. Yeah.
What is it, like
Hour 15.
Reasonable.
Hour 15.
All right.
Doctor.
All right.
Coach.
Jordan handled the intro. I'm gonna handle the outro.
Please do.
Thank you so much for listening to this debut episode of the second season of Manchild Support. We will see you in the next installment, hopefully the next Thursday.
Or whenever Jordan decides to edit and post this, but we will be meeting on Thursdays.
Remember, we love you, and don't forget, you are Vegeta in your own life, and you will find your Bulma soon enough. And if you are Bulma, don't settle for the Vegeta. I mean, the Yamcha. Yeah. Let me do that again.
Please.
If you are the Bulma, do not settle for the Yamcha. We know that your self-worth is higher than that.
Yeah.
Love yourself, respect yourself, drink your water, and have a good night.
Stay fucking hydrated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can I do my outro? Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this second season, first episode of Manchild Support with Joe and Joe. We will catch you in the next episode.